welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I am here with another WIP and Chat. If you're new or you're not sure what that means, WIP stands for Work in Progress, in this case, one of my diamond paintings that I have going. And chat just means that we're going to spend a little time together catching up and chatting about all the things, and hopefully I can just keep you company. You can keep me company. I'm just looking forward to spending the next hour or so with you. Feel free to treat this like a podcast, or if you want to watch and craft along, whatever works for you. I really look forward to these every week. And I know I say that about every week as well, but I genuinely, truly mean it. I look forward to doing these videos at the end of my weekend and shifting into the new week, and just checking in every week. It's really nice. You guys are good for my soul. So like I said, I'm going to be working on a diamond painting today, and I just realized that I did not bring over the sticker that has the image. I wonder if I can pull up the side of the canvas to the thumbnail. I have a bunch of stuff sitting on there. I don't think this is going to work. Let me pull it over. Okay, you can kind of see it up in the corner here. Okay, so this is, I know I can barely fit it. This is fan art of the character Castiel from the show Supernatural. And I ordered this as a custom from Jaded Gem Shop. And the way that works is I did it as above board as possible. I actually contacted the original artist, and I was really thorough and, checking with the artist as far as like, are you okay with me showing it on my channel? Yes, my channel is monetized, but I can demonetize the video. And I had to show proof to Jaded Gem Shop that I had the permission of the artist to get a custom of this artwork. And so I'll link the unboxing below if you're curious. But I just started this a couple of days ago, and I'm glad that I started it, and I'm just kind of taking it one small section at a time. Now, as far as what I'm going to be working with, oh, by the way, I didn't even say, I'm so sorry. The artist for this artwork is Petite Madame, and the artist will give, I don't know if she, they, he, I'm not sure, but they do give permission if you contact them through their Tumblr account, to get customs of their work done as diamond paintings. They're very sweet, very, very sweet. So accessories wise, I have a couple of things that I opened in a recent small shop haul, including, I'm really excited to be using this pen. This is from Yuzumomo Crafts, and is a new to me shop. This pen is so gorgeous. It just looks like flames. I love it. So I'm going to be using this pen today, and I'm curious to see how comfortable it's going to feel, because it is maybe a little bit thicker than pens that I typically work with. It feels really thick on the multi-placer side, but I'm curious to see. It depends more on kind of the turning and how it sits in my hand, I feel like. But, I'm excited to try, and I love a new small shop. I do have this tray, which is from Firefly Diamond Painting, and it did come with a lid that is Supernatural inspired. But I was a little afraid that if I just included that and that was sitting here, that some of you might worry that it was like, I don't know, some other sort of symbol. But this, like I said, this is a reference to Supernatural, and it's a sliding lid. And I picked these colors. It's a custom tray, and I'd gotten the idea from another diamond painter in the community. And then I customized the side with some quotes. So this is one of my favorite Castiel quotes. My people skills are rusty. And then this side is always keep fighting, which is an organization and a message that especially Jared Padalecki, the actor, really, are big proponents of. And they're really amazing people, honestly, the actors are. And then so minor language warning. Again, this is a reference to the show and a really hysterical line in the finale of season 5 that gets revisited. Wait. Season 5? Season 5. That gets revisited like a couple times later in the show too. But yes, I'm not going to say that out loud, but you can read it if you want. But it's this character, the character in this fan art says it. So there we have it. And then you guys, I have this wax and putty that are from Sensible by design. And I have the wax and the putty, hazelnut latte, unicorn poop. And yeah, so I'm going to get my pen all prepped, and then we can start doing our diamond painting. Let's see. Oh, this thin metal multi-placer is from Diamond Art Club. I believe it's the 12 placer. And it's basically, those are the only placers I use at this point. I think this is going to need fresh washi tape. That'll work. That'll work. Okay. And then I get the old putty out of here. Load it up with the new. Whatever, I don't know what brand of putty I had in here before. It is a little sticky. Oh no, this isn't sitting in the pen very well. I'm going to grab some washi tape and kind of do a new wrap on it. Let me grab that really quickly. If you're finding that you're having trouble with getting your multi-placer to stay in your pen, like I was showing you, because they're designed to be loose, because you know, if pen turners, you know, were trying to create these to be exactly the size of the placer, or the, you know, placer manufacturers are trying to make it fit exactly the size of the pen, there's just more of a risk of it breaking the pen. And so this just plays it a little safe. I think that that's done deliberately. I could be wrong. But it's a really easy fix with either, like, I will put some washi tape around it like this. I also have had success with using a hot glue gun, actually, and you just twist and it just comes right out when you want to break the seal of the hot glue, and it doesn't damage the pen. So that's absolutely an option too. I just don't have a hot glue gun handy. So I'm going to use the flat end of my tweezers to scoop out some of this putty, and I'll probably roll it out. That's really in there. Okay, I'm gonna need more than that. But anyway, as I'm doing this, hi, how are you doing today? I hope that your day, whatever time of day it is, whatever day it is going well, and that you are doing well. It is, like I said earlier, it's Sunday evening. This is typically when I end up sitting down and filming my WIP and Chats, and my kids are in bed, and Adam my husband is wrapping up at a Super Bowl party that he went to, and I'm enjoying the quiet. I'm very much an introvert, and I do like when I get a quiet evening to myself, and it is nice to be able to sit down and do a little WIP and Chat with you guys. Okay, I'm trying to see. I don't know if I want a little bit more. It's a little less soft, so you kind of have to like get it, work a little more to get it in there. But for a lot of people, I think that they would prefer a less soft putty, actually. Just put a little bit more here, and I can always kind of pinch it off if it's too much. Okay, we'll start with that. I could use the flat end of my tweezers to kind of try to push it in the placer more. It's okay. We're gonna give that a shot. And then let me load up my single placer. I think this is one that we're just gonna scrape. I had a wax of theirs at one point, but it's been a while. Looks like my single placer didn't push all the way in. Okay. All right, I think we're set to go. Let me open up this section and grab a color, and we can get started. Actually, diamond painting. So this kit is from Jaded Gem Shop, and Jaded Gem Shop's kits are typically quite confetti heavy. I think that what you prefer, what you like as far renderings rather in general, I feel like it's just going to be up to personal preference. If it's what kind of rendering you personally enjoy, whether it's lots of confetti like this, or if you'd prefer more color blocking. The good news is there's lots of shops out there. There's lots of options. But yes, Jaded Gem Shop kits typically have quite a lot of confetti, so I'm ready for it. I don't think I mentioned what style of tray this one was. Is this one it's on the bottom, Inferno. This one's the Inferno. There's like a spot you can set your pen in if you want. It'll sit there, and this is like it pops out. You push in it from the bottom, and this pops out, and you can use this to hold, wax or trash drills or something. So let me okay. we will get started. So yes, it is the end of another weekend, and I've done a decent amount of diamond painting this weekend, it feels like. Even when the Super Bowl was, I did put the Super Bowl on earlier, and even then I still kind of had it on my computer and was diamond painting as that was on, and I looked up, for some of the big plays and for some of the commercials. But yeah, it's been good to get some diamond painting in. I did split this first row anyway into pretty small sections. I do actually use a measuring tape to measure off my sections and get it really to pretty even sections if I can. And I don't know, if you guys section off your canvases, whether you use release paper or use washi tape, what size of sections do you like to work in? I feel like a really wide variety of opinions out there. Typically mine are somewhere like in the 10 by 10 centimeter range, or a little larger, kind of depending on how confetti heavy the canvas is. Like this one is pretty confetti heavy, and that's give or take a couple of centimeters. And this one I think is around 10 centimeters like in height, but this way it's like 7, which is honestly about the smallest that I've gone. But I kind of thought, let me try it in these smaller sections and see if the confetti feels less intimidating that way. I don't know. I just thought, let me try that. I also did that in part because I was just sort of having a hard time getting back in the groove of wanting to diamond paint. Oh, there goes my neighbor's dog. He's been singing the song of his people on and off this evening, so my apologies if that gets noisy. But yeah, I was kind of having a hard time sort of getting in the groove of diamond painting, and I knew that I had wanted to start this kit for several days, and I just kept not wanting to bring myself to do it. And so I thought, well, maybe because I knew the confetti was coming. So I thought, let me do like small sections and see if maybe that helps. And I think it did. And now that I'm doing it, it also just feels like, okay, now I've started. So it was like starting was the hard part. But my hope is that I will have this done by mid-March, when I'm going to be going to the Supernatural convention in Burbank. And I don't know, I'm still like, I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to chicken out on this, but my thought was that I would take this with me and have the actor that plays this character sign it. I thought that would just be really cool. But I'm not sure. I feel like I might chicken out on it. They will sign like virtually anything, and I know people have brought like really different and interesting things like to those signings, but it just feels like so I did this fan art of like your character, and this is like your face rendered as a diamond painting. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get too starstruck when I went to the Supernatural convention a couple of years back, but this would just feel like, I guess, like a little bit more personal. I don't know. But I think that I will finish this in time. So whatever I decide, it'll at least be done. But I thought this is a 50 by 75 canvas, and I knew lots of confetti was to be had, and I just wanted to make sure that I had enough time to finish it for sure. And that way, especially if like any hiccups were to come up, then I hopefully will have time to address them. For example, actually, these 310s, it's been like every company that I've bought from recently and worked on kits from recently, the 310 squares have just had so much trash. It's just been, it's felt excessive. And like I said, it feels like it's been every company that I've done squares from. I have a lot of trash, so I absolutely could ask Jada Gem Shop to like send me some more, but I probably just, because I think I would have enough to complete this canvas. I know that they give extra. I think though, just to make it easier to multi-place and not have to pick around a bunch of trash, I may just go on like, you know, Diamond Drills USA, and just buy a bunch of extra 310 just so I have more to work with, I guess. I don't know. But I wonder if you guys have noticed that as well, that just it feels like especially the 310s lately across the board have just had so much trash. If you aren't sure what I mean by trash is, to me, it could be a couple of different things. So it could be, oops, sorry, I'm going to show you here. A diamond like, where was it? I just missed it. Where's a good example? Okay, well, it could be a diamond like this one that has like a hole in it, and I don't necessarily want to use it because it has a hole. Or it could be a diamond like this one over here, which you can see that tiny bit of black off to the side. That I'm not going to want to place because square drills sit up real close to each other on the canvas, and this canvas is tight, and so I'm not going to want to place that diamond because it's going to butt up against the drills next to it and cause them to pop. So that's what I mean when I say trash. It's either the holes in the top or bits sticking off the side that are problematic to place. But yeah, anyway, drill problems. I am enjoying working on this kit though. I was afraid. I was a little nervous about how the rendering was going to turn out, but now that I'm kind of almost through the first row and I'm comparing it to the original artwork, I'm feeling a little bit more optimistic. It's the kind of artwork, it's very dark in colors, not in topic or tone. Oh my gosh, that dog. Neighbors, let him in. It's got a lot of dark colors, and I know that sometimes that can be tricky to translate to diamond painting form, and I was worried that I didn't get a big enough size. So, and I think I just have a lot of because this has sort of the added feelings of, well, I'm potentially going to take this with me and have it signed like by an actor, and that's like then it's, you know, I want it to be like good. I want it to be good. And I don't know, totally in my head about it, but I am liking it so far. I did finish the cross stitch conversion panel after our video last week, which, by the way, thank you as always. You guys are, I have the best subscribers ever. You guys are always incredibly kind and gracious, and I just really appreciate you a lot. Oh, I think I'm about to sneeze. I can feel it. My allergies have been out of control. My throat's better, but I could feel it. Oh, that's the worst feeling. I'm like, just sneeze. Okay, so sorry. Excuse me. I did finish that cross-stitch conversion panel. Oh, I was saying you guys are just so sweet and so kind and so gracious, and I appreciate your kindness after last week's video and my sort of stumbling through it. I did not end up finishing that panel that evening, unfortunately, because people were getting up to shenanigans in the Facebook group, so I was handling that. But I finished it the next day, and I did post a picture over on my Instagram of all 4 panels together in frame, and that was cool to see them all together. I felt like that was really when the scope of the project started to hit me quite a bit more, but then I also looked at it, I was like, shoot, I have to do this much all over again before it's done. Like there's still quite a long ways to go. But we did it. We got through the 4th panel. We're halfway through. I'm so sorry about the neighbor's dog. If this is picking that up, which I assume it is. But interestingly, I tend to have this sort of like almost let down kind of reaction every time I finish one of those panels, where I just sort of feel tired and a little bit burnt out after it's done. And that was kind of no exception. So after I finished that panel, like for a couple of days, I just was not really feeling diamond painting in general. To be fair, I was also sick. And so, that could have been making me feel like not diamond painting either. But I kept scrolling through my Gems Flow app and going, what do I want to work on? Nothing looks good. Nothing is jumping out at me at all. And I do have my dragon kit going, the first dragon from Diamond Art Club, but I kind of wanted to stretch that one out a little bit more. I thought maybe I wanted to work on a round drill kit to sort of mix it up. But it was just, I kept looking at my stash and going, nothing is speaking to me. That is so strange. What in the world? And so I thought, that's okay. Why don't I get out my my temperature project for this year, and I'll make sure I have that kind of caught up and going. And I also did share a progress picture of that on Instagram if you're interested. I got a cross-stitch chart of a dragon, and I'm converting it into a diamond painting on a blank canvas and doing my very first temperature project, which is where you assign a color to a particular temperature range. So for example, I would say maybe, 68 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit is going to be, color 3865, I don't know, or some other sort of color. And then temperatures 71 to 73 degrees Fahrenheit will be this color. And each day, depending on what you want to track that with, in this case, I'm tracking what the high temperature was for that day. Whatever the high temperature was for that day, I use that color, and it's charted like, okay, this day is, this set of drills, this day is this set of drills, this day is this set of drills. And it says it averages 27 drills placed per day. So it's not a huge project. It's very manageable. And the way that she explains it and lays it out, it's Christie's Corner is the name of the shop. She does have a YouTube channel as well. But it felt like very kind of easy to pick up and get into. And I do have it caught up through, I think, yesterday or the day before, but kind of stepping back from my traditional diamond painting projects and doing that really helped my brain. And I also ended up pulling out my my Craft Buddy UK Disney mystery stickers, which I've unboxed a few hauls of those here on my channel, where it's blind box style. They send out these packs of stickers. There's 3 stickers. They're diamond painting stickers, not just like stickers, but they're like you diamond paint on the sticker itself. And there's 3 in each mystery pack. You don't know what 3 are going to be in there, and you're trying to collect all 102 of them. So there's a lot. But excuse me. I decided to try to maybe get those done because I hadn't actually done any of those and put them in the sticker album yet. And it actually came from, there was one, oh my gosh, that's so annoying. There was one evening where Adam had a friend over to do like a game night downstairs, and I was still feeling pretty sick. So I was like, I'm just going to go upstairs and maybe I'll diamond paint in bed. What I ended up doing was taking those Disney stickers up with me and just working on those in bed. It was very easy and relaxing. And then over the course of the next, couple of days, I got through all of the ones that I own and that I've gotten from mystery packs so far, which I have, is it 50 something or 60 something? So I still have quite a ways to go. But all the ones that I own, the stickers are done. They're in the album. And when I do my next mystery unboxing of those packs, I will maybe do just a quick little flip through so you can see how those stickers look in the album, and yeah, so you can see my progress so far. I was debating how to count that, like how to sort of calculate how to count that project as a finish in my sort of grand total, because I do track my number of completed diamond paintings, both specifically for the year as well as all time, I guess. I started diamond painting in 2020. I'm coming up in just a couple of months. It'll be my 4-year diamond painting anniversary. But I have a logbook where I've like tracked all my completed diamond painting projects and whatnot. So it's like, well, these are taking some time and some work and some effort. I feel like in some way they should count towards my total, but how do I want to calculate that? How should I do that? So I thought it seems like it's kind of a lot to say that the whole sticker book is one finish, because there's 102 stickers. But I wanted to try to like keep it fair or whatever. So I think I've landed on, I'm either going to say that I'll either divide it in half and say the whole sticker book is 2 finishes, or divide it into thirds where it's like 34 stickers is a finish. And I'm hoping, that I'm going to get all of them, whether it's by mystery packs or by trading, which I have some more packs I need to get through before I can actually start trading. But Adam just texted that he is on his way home. I told him to be really careful because he went to a friend's house up in Santa Monica, and he has to drive like through LA to come home. And I was like, I'm sure that there are going to be intoxicated drivers on the road. Please, please, please be extra careful with how you're driving. I said, I'm not worried about you, because he's very, very, very cautious. If he's drank anything, then he is, he's always making sure he's 1,000% sure that he's safe to drive. But I'm like, you got to be a defensive driver out there, because, you never know what other people are doing and what bad choices they're making. But yeah, he's on his way home. I was like, not to be a mother hen, but let me know when you're on your way home. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the sticker packs. So, that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you have feelings about it, you can let me know in the comments if you're like, you should really count it as this many as a finish, or this many as a finish. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about, because I've talked about this quite often on my channel, I think, over the years, about the concept of burnout and how to avoid it when it comes to diamond painting or crafting, specifically because it's something that I've flirted with a little bit, like whether it comes to diamond painting or even creating content sometimes. And I try to be really self-aware, sort of keeping a finger on the pulse of like, okay, how am I feeling? Are there things I'm doing that I feel like are risking burnout? How can I combat it? And it really is that cross-stitch conversion project. I talked about it a lot last week, that I have these really polar opposite feelings about it happening simultaneously. And kind of like no matter what, once I finish one of those panels, I just kind of feel blah and really it feels like on the verge of burnout. And so I think what was maybe important was that I didn't force it. I didn't make myself work on a diamond painting that I wasn't feeling. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to just pick any diamond painting to sort of make myself do it. Like, let's just take a break from doing these more traditional kits. Take a breather. Like, it's not a big deal. In fact, it may be a little bit unusual that I diamond paint virtually every day, and I miss it when I don't, because it's just part of my routine and my schedule. And it's relaxing. It's fun. It it works with part of my brain. Like it's stimulating, really. It's all like one big stim. Wait, there's another one there. But I think that that's not necessarily the case for everyone, particularly if, you work in more of a traditional 9 to 5 job, or even if it's not that, but if you work full time, and depending on what that looks like, and we all have different life circumstances, but just for me and how it's worked for my schedule and my rhythm, I diamond paint basically every day. So I didn't feel like just flat taking off time from diamond painting. I just guess I needed a break from my usual projects. And I'm glad I had some of those little things and those different things that I could turn to instead and catch a break that way. I don't know what it is. These drills are not concave. I think it's because I'm not pressing them very hard in the glue because the wax is sticky, but then they're moving really easily when I set other drills down. Where is the next symbol? Up there. Okay. Adam just texted, he said, I'm bringing home plenty of cake. Connor will be thrilled. So he had, Connor was with him when he was picking up some stuff to bring to the party. And one of the things that he was bringing was cake. And Connor's my oldest, was saying, he's like, if there, can I have some? And Adam was like, if there's leftovers, like I will absolutely bring you some. He's like, and if we happen to eat all of it, like we'll go get cupcakes another day. And he just said, no, there's plenty of cake. Connor will be thrilled. Okay, so will I, frankly. Let's be honest. But yeah, I'd encourage you, if you're feeling burned out or just not enjoying the craft, like don't force it. Take the break, chase the dopamine, do whatever is ticking the boxes for you. Yeah, this has been a particularly long running sort of hobby and special interest for me. I don't know that I've ever had anything besides maybe reading. I went through a Neopets phase in my early 20s, actually, and that lasted for a couple of years, I think. But I think this really might be the hobby, besides reading, that certainly the craft that I've stuck with and had the most consistent and long-running interest in. It's just, you guys, it's just so fun, right? And relaxing. But yeah, I as far as content and burnout goes too, I've been feeling okay on that front. I was glad that I listened to my body last week with being sick and went, okay, I'm just gonna work in one day off from filming, potentially more, depending on how I'm feeling. And I was so tempted to push it and do a video on a day that I had said I was going to take off. I was like, well, maybe I could push it and do it anyway. And I was like, no, I was like, my WIP and Chat folks are going to hold me accountable, right? Because I had just talked to you guys last week about how I powered through and filmed through a migraine, and that I wished I hadn't done that wasn't being responsible. And so I thought, this week I'm going to make a different choice so I can report back to you guys that yes, I am making better choices this week. So yes, be proud of me. I speaking of schedule though, I have been thinking a little bit about I revisit this concept every once in a while of, do I want to try to have a little bit more of a schedule or a routine in terms of my channel? I know that I always have WIP and Chat Scope on Mondays, and most weeks I have a Diamond Art Club sneak peek on Fridays. But anything else that goes up during the week is kind of just whatever fits, and I always try to balance things as best I can. Not have a week be all unboxings or all, I don't know, reviews or something like that. It's mostly unboxings that I really try to mix it up a little bit with. But I've thought would it be fun to try to do small shop haul videos every week on a particular day, or always do unboxings on a particular day or something. And I keep coming back to, I just don't know that sort of rhythm is quite the right fit for my channel and the kind of varied content that I have that I want to share. Sometimes it depends on the mail. Sometimes it depends on like when I get a diamond painting done. So there's that aspect of it. But also I just, I tend to be resistant to too strict of a schedule. I thrive on routine, but I've never been a planner person. I've tried. I love the concept of a planner. I see all the benefits of it, absolutely. But it's not, I can't. I love buying all the fun things that like, coordinating stickers and all of that. But in practice, I can't stick with it, and it frustrates me. But I wish I were, but, so I'm always just kind of thinking like, how can I figure out what works? How can I figure out what works for you guys? Like, I know that a lot of you have said that you enjoy that, every Monday morning there's going to be a WIP and Chat to listen to and keep you company with whatever you're up to. And that it's just sort of that rhythm of, okay, every Monday morning. But I kind of fell into that by accident. It wasn't something that I set out to do. It was something that it always ended up being the right time that I would feel like, oh, this is a good time to film a WIP and Chat and check in. And then I realized sort of over time, I was like, oh, that's always happening on the weekend. And I'm always putting those videos up on Mondays. And now it's a staple of my routine. But it kind of just happened organically. And that seems to be the space that I do best in, is if it happens organically, like just let it happen. and that's what I'll go with. But so we'll see. I balk at too much of a schedule that I try to enforce, and forget it if other people try to force a schedule on me. I'm like, nope, I am going to do what I want to do. But yeah, I'm always open to feedback though. If there are things that you guys would find more helpful or enjoyable. Yeah, it's not the glue. The glue's really sticky, but I'm just struggling a little bit over here from time to time. I think it's because, like I said, the wax in the single placer is really sticky. But other things that have been going on, we're shifting like out of strictly diamond painting related things, but I feel so a little bit frustrated at myself, even though it was like just a freak accident. By the way, everyone's totally fine. Everything is totally fine. No one was hurt. I don't want anyone to freak out, but it was just an accident, but I'm still kicking myself a lot and annoyed that I have to deal with the fallout now. Basically, I had decided this morning, because I get sometimes these bursts of energy on the weekends where I'm like, okay, let's tidy up. Let's get some sort of around the house tasks done. And Adam's parents had come over yesterday, and Adam mentioned like a passing like joke that his dad had made about our backyard, which yes, it needed to be trimmed back. And I knew, and it was on my brain. Then we got all that rain, and I was like, I'm not going to trim all this while it's like the ground and the grass is all really wet. I'm going to wait till it dries out and then I'll do it. But it just hasn't 100% dried out yet, so I hadn't done it. But after, Adam mentioned that his dad made that joke, what did he say? Apparently he said to Adam, are you guys going for the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, like to scale? Which, I mean, to be fair, that's a funny joke. Yes, the grass in our little patch in our back patio area, backyard area. It's like a little space that we have in between our home and our detached garage. Anyway, so I went out this morning, and we just have like basically a trimmer, like a string trimmer. I told a really funny story about the string trimmer a while back here, about how I didn't realize that you could reload the string, like put a new spool on. And so I didn't realize that until I had chucked an old trimmer thinking that I had broken it because I did something wrong and messed up. and I bought a new one. And while I was buying a new one, I saw in front of me at the shelves at Home Depot the spools of string refills for string trimmers. And I was like, oh, look, I'm not handy. I'm just not. I just have attempted to basically like teach myself. And my husband is 0% handy. I am the handy one in the house. Anyway, so I was ready to go and get it done. And I had basically just about finished up. And then one of the spots I was trying to get was a little bit awkward to get to. And it ended up, the trimmer picked up a rock and flung it at like top speed to our house and hit the glass door and cracked it. And we watched as I said we because this has continued to be an issue throughout the day, but we've just watched that crack. Like it's just a million spiderweb cracks that have crossed the whole door. And really we expected it to have fully shattered, like all the pieces to have fallen down at this point, but it hasn't. But so I'm going to call someone tomorrow / today, Monday, to see if we can have someone come out, and they're just going to have to replace it. There's no repairing it. It's shattered, but it just hasn't fallen. It's something about the glass. It's that like tempered glass or something. Thankfully, it's a double pane door. I was worried that I didn't realize at first that it was double pane, and I thought, oh no, like we're gonna have to get some tarp to like, cover up like the house, that spot, so that we're not like not just freely letting air and bugs and everything into the house. But no, it's double pane, and the indoor pane is totally intact, thankfully. But the outside one is just, it's wild. It's possible. I think it's unlikely because it is pretty soft, but I'm still continuing to hear like just little crack, crack, crack. It's like out of a movie is what Adam said. He's like, oh, this actually happens. He's like, I thought it was just in the movies, like the initial impact. And then you see the glass start to further crack out from that spot and spread and then eventually shatter. And it's like, this is doing that, except it hasn't actually, shattered everywhere. But like I said, Adam keeps reassuring me. He's like, it wasn't your fault. Like it was a freak accident. And I was like, yeah, but here's the thing is I'm so convinced that I'm doing something wrong that I just assume that I did something wrong about how I was trimming and that this really was my fault, honestly. Because I just feel very out of my element with doing this stuff. And so that's why I'm just convinced, like, no, I feel like I probably did something wrong. Like, this is my fault somehow. But, yeah, no, call a glass repair. And I'm like, who do I even call? So I'm just, like, Googling and Yelp. And, yeah, apparently there are people that do glass repair on, like, doors and windows and stuff. So I'll make that call tomorrow. Maybe this will be some momentum I can ride into, finding and calling someone to do our cabinets in our kitchen next. That's a whole thing that's been going on for way longer than I care to admit. But yeah, homeownership, like the joys of it. I am extremely grateful. Please do not misunderstand me. I feel extremely thankful and grateful that we own. It's a very, very small space for us, and I think we initially thought that it was kind of going to be more of a starter situation for us, but y'all, the housing market in Southern California is unhinged, so we are just sort of really just being thankful for what we have and thinking we just may be here for a while. That's A-okay. But anyways, that's just my frustrated story of what happened today. But it also it did freak me out a little bit. And now I'm like, okay, 100% I'm going to make sure the kids are never out here when I'm, I or Adam are trimming. Because Adam has trimmed before, but I was going to get on it today. I'm 100% going to make sure the kids are never out there with me. Because, sometimes Micah would come out and play and while I was working, and nope, never again. And I think I'm going to get some protective eye gear for myself, because what if what if that hadn't flown towards the door? What if it had flown up towards my face? Now there's a guard on the trimmer, so like that I think is specifically designed to prevent that sort of thing from happening. But who knows? So I'm like, I think I want to make sure I invest in even just a pair of plastic like goggles or glasses, something to give myself some intelligent like protection here. But yeah, so that was that story. Also today, did anyone else, I'm going to make the joke, I may ruffle some feathers here. I may ruffle some feathers. Did anyone watch the Taylor Swift Bowl today? The Taylor game? The Super Bowl was today if you live in the States, and I am a Taylor Swift fan, not of the rabid variety, I hope. I am an avid fan. I've been a fan of hers since her first, like, she's near the same age as I am, and like we're less than a year apart in age, and so it feels like I've just sort of grown up with her music, and like my tastes have even evolved like with her music, and so I feel like it's just, I've been a fan of hers for 13 years or whatever. So anyway, there was just, everyone is talking about and annoyed by all of like the coverage of her at the games and everything. And I'm like, girl just wants to go to a football game and support her BF. Like, this is not her fault. But I enjoyed some of the commercials. I did enjoy whenever we did get like a little shot of her and the shot of her and her bow after the game. I was like, I don't really care. They're adorable. I don't care what anyone else says. Like, they're super cute. But yeah, so one of the commercials that I really enjoyed actually was a trailer, like a teaser trailer for the new Wicked movie. And I love Wicked. It's just wonderful. I've seen the musical a couple of times, and I certainly went through a phase where I was listening to the soundtrack like on repeat, and so I'm like crossing my fingers at the movie. I'm hoping it'll be good. In my mind, like Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth are always going to be like those characters in my heart, but I'm open to seeing what these new gals are gonna do with these roles, and I liked what I saw just in the trailer. So, do I have any fellow Broadway musical or theater nerds in here? I love it. I love a good musical or stage production. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And then it was like just a lot of like heavy hitter celebrities in things, which was fine. But I didn't get to pay too like consistent of attention because I did have my kiddos, and obviously I was parenting too. But it was on in the background. I got some of the commercials and some of the game, and did a little bit of diamond painting along with it. And yeah, so if you watched the Super Bowl, did you have a favorite commercial? I feel like maybe tomorrow today, if you're watching this when it goes up, I may just kind of like hop on YouTube and see if there's like a best of, Super Bowl commercials or something. So catch the ones that I missed. And I'll ask Adam too, because he probably got to watch a lot more of the game than I did. And the commercials too, but that was fun. And then this weekend we are, this past weekend, something else that I got to do that I was so happy about. I finally got to go out with my friend Rachel, and we had been trying to get together for our birthdays like since November, and things kept getting in the way, but it finally happened this past weekend, Friday night, and we went out. It was so funny though. It was like, wow, you could tell we used to be able to hang a lot later, but no, she picked me up at like 7, and we went out and we had appetizers, drinks, entrees, and dessert, and it was like 9:30, and we were like, well, I guess I'm ready to head home. We made a brief detour. She wanted to swing through. We were driving. She's on her way home, and she's like, oh, actually, can I swing through this Whole Goods really quick? She wanted some like coffee beans or something. I was like, sure. And I had texted Adam. I was like, we're taking a little detour to Whole Foods. He's like, oh, you party animals. I was like, you know it. But it was really, really good to get together with her. And we always say like, okay, got to do this more often. But it takes a whole lot for everything to align and for it actually to like work out. But I loved that we got to do that. Like I had said last week, I think I'm trying to reconnect a little bit more with in-person friends, and this was part of it. So it was good. Anyway, this upcoming weekend, we are heading to Arizona for the long weekend. The kids have off school, and Adam has off work actually on Monday next week. And so I think we might leave on like Friday as soon as the kids get home from school, maybe. Hop in the car, maybe beat some of the rush hour traffic. My parents are renting an Airbnb in Phoenix. They like spring training for baseball. And it's not too far of a drive for us. And since my youngest didn't come with me to Ohio last month, because just flying is a bit much with him, we thought, but a car drive, like he can totally do that. So it's probably 5.5 to 6 hours, I think. So I'm gonna hop on, Google Maps and try to find some, parks or restaurants with play places. We can make a couple stops on the way for them to get the wiggles out. I feel like if this is not already a thing, it 100% should be. But I feel like we need an app or some sort of service that, like, you can search for those things near you. Like, I want to search for, play places or parks or something, like a playground or something near me. And I feel like that would be so incredibly useful. I can't tell you how many times I've been trying to find like a McDonald's with a play place, and I'm literally just clicking on the maps listing and clicking over to the photos and hoping that like the photos or the street view are going to show me if they have a play place. It just feels very clunky and feels like it would be a no-brainer for that to be some kind of app or service. So all of you like mobile app developers, you want to get on that for me? But I'm looking forward to the trip. I will try probably to film ahead some videos so that I have content for you guys, but it is quite likely that my WIP and Chat next week may be delayed because we were going to drive back on Monday evening. So I'm going to be in Arizona on Sunday when I would normally film a WIP and Chat. And I think that this is maybe just like a 2-bedroom situation. I don't know that I'm actually going to be able to film realistically. It's not like it was at my parents' house when I filmed a WIP and Chat there. So stay tuned, but yeah, there might not be my usual WIP and Chat next week. But I'll be back to it the following week, I promise. What do I have? Where are my little notes here? And my mom started diamond painting, and she may watch this video actually. She usually does, and usually leaves a little comment too, which is so fun. But she had been asking me some questions about like where to start and what to buy, and so she got a couple of kits from Diamond Art Club, some of their beginner kits, and then has asked me some questions today. She's like, what do I do about the static? And she's like, there's no dryer sheets here, and I don't want to go buy a box of dryer sheets. So I told her to do like the breath thing, like the real humid breath. She's like, oh, that was the thing that we would do in stamping. We called it huffing. And I was like, yeah, basically that. She did like stamping, like card making and other fun things you do with like stamps. But she was saying, yeah, I really think I'm going to need like a bigger and better tray and more comfortable pen. And where can I get one of those ceramic cutters like you have? And I said, Mom, I got you. I'll bring you a whole plethora of stuff. I'll bring you an upgrade package. I said, I have so much stuff. Don't go buy anything. I will bring you some stuff when we come out next week if you can wait till then. I said, Amazon Prime isn't going to deliver anything that much faster anyway. So, and plus anything she would get from a small shop, she would not get before I would get there. So I'm going to put together like a fun set of goodies for her. And, she even messaged tonight. She sent me a picture of how much she'd completed, like her first corner section. And poor thing, there were a bunch of AB colors in that section. And she was like, why does my wax keep coming out of my pen? And then I saw the picture of it. And I was like, oh, there are a bunch of like those drills that have the extra sparkly coating on the top, the iridescent coating. I said, those like to steal your wax. I said, so like tap it on your shirt or on your pants, get the wax a little bit dirty, and that should help a lot. And she's like, oh, okay. But I love it. I'm like, oh, my mom getting into diamond painting. And something that she can do like on their trip to Arizona here. They'll be there for two months. So I love that she brought a craft along. As far as what I've been reading and watching and listening to, I started a new show this week, actually. I should start with reading. I'm still in a rut as far as my reading goes. I have just been watching like some various like booktuber, like book YouTube channels, and occasionally like watching like their recaps of books. That's not really reading, but it's like I'm sort of learning. It's peripheral to that. But watching, I started a new TV show a few days ago. I started Shadow and Bone on Netflix. It's in part because I was seeing a lot of booktubers mention the Grishaverse, which is like what the book series Shadow and Bone falls under, and Six of Crows, and I'm not sure if there's another series, but it's one that had been on my radar, the show and the books, and I thought, yeah, I know I could say that I want to read the books first, but realistically, like, I'm gonna start with the show. I've heard good things, and it was one of those things that it kept catching my eye, and I was like, just from what I'm seeing of this, I think this is gonna be, kind of my taste. And it has been. I'm over halfway through the first season and thoroughly enjoying it. I know people are really bummed. Apparently, Netflix canceled, like it's not getting a third season, and they also canceled the Six of Crows spinoff. So that is a bummer. But I'm hoping that I'll, enjoy the 2 seasons that are there, and then maybe I'll springboard into reading those books. We'll see. But have any of you guys read any of those? The Shadow and Bone novels. I'm blanking on the author's name at the moment, but it's Shadow and Bone's Six of Crows, and there might be another series that's related. But anyway, so that's been fun to get back to that. And then as far as listening goes, it's mostly, just listening podcast style to booktuber videos, that they're just chatting. I'm just listening and absorbing a bit and deciding what new things I want to pick up. But anyway, you guys, as far as what's coming this week, I'm going to try to film ahead for my time away, but I'm also giving myself plenty of permission to, if I just need to have lighter content those days, that's also completely fine. But what do I want to do this week? At least one unboxing video, because I do have a pile of kits that have come in that I need to unbox. I want to get to those. I haven't done a review, like a dedicated review to an individual kit here on my channel. I think not even yet this year. And so I might want to go through, the kits I've completed so far and figure out if there's one that I feel like would be helpful to do a dedicated review video for. And maybe another Disney Mystery Haul, maybe a cross-stitch conversion check-in video now that I'm at 50%. I'll see. I'll just kind of see what's striking my fancy. We'll see. That being said, if you made it all the way to the end, why don't you leave, let's see, some sort of star emoji. As far as accessories go, I really enjoyed everything I used in this video, and I love the pen. It is a bit on the thick side, but it is still, comfortable. And, we got through some of the confetti in this kit. We're getting there. But thanks for spending some time with me today. Feel free to let me know in the comments how you're doing, what you were working on. And also, if you're not already subscribed and want to stay up to date with the videos I have coming this week and plenty of other diamond painting content, feel free to subscribe, especially if you made it all the way to the end. You probably will like it here, and I'd love to have you. All right, friends, have a day and a week that's as wonderful as you are. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.